is going to be our May monthly meeting for 2025. This is going to be Austin meeting today. Through the following agenda. We'll be starting off with some of the old business. This will be the things that happened in the last month. I'll go through some of the new business, some of the things that will be announced for the I'll be going through the schedule if you want to take a picture of that. The budget to show you how money was spent in the last month. Going through the reminders. If you've been here before, you've heard the same things before. And we will do a closing where we'll pass around the donation bucket. On to some of our old business. In the last month, we ended up having the largest turnout for one of our monthly meetings ever. Holy moly, that deserves a round of applause for how much we've grown. Last month we were able to fill this in cars, and we'll be able to, and I don't know what we're going to do for that when we get there. But the current record right now is 18 cars, 1-8. So that's what we're going for next month. On to our next slide. On to our next slide. You broke it. I broke it already. Off, on. Hey, there it does it. Next, we went down to the making a last minute plans. So we ended up going to the Savoy Auto Museum. Everyone who went to that one, give me a raise of hands. What did you guys think of that one? Super fun? Was it better than I heard a big no. It was a turnout. That one was a new guy who never came. It's been, yeah. Blue, I've never. It is. Was it really? Dang. Of course, we had to take a customary stop at Buc-ee's. Is it because I'm not standing close? Oh, I might not stand close to it. Next, this was last weekend. I ended up going own reserved parking spots for that. Glorious parking lot spots. But we were able to enjoy that one. Everyone who went, did you enjoy it? That was a fun one. I did quite enjoy that one as well. I like the Cornbread Festival better. They both do their own things better. I agree. We go back and forth between that one. So Cornbread next year. Do the Strawberry Festival again in the future. Move that off there so we don't have to deal with that. Another picture just to show how many cars we were having. It was a decent turnout. On to some of our new business. These are things that are just announced for this upcoming meeting. So for any of you who didn't get to see over the last month, it did get published. On top of that, the magazine itself has been published in print and online. If you're interested in reading through the print copy, I do have a couple of copies up here you can read through. Oop, I can grab one. This is Mas Miata, so if you do order any parts through Mas Miata in the next upcoming 6 months, this will be how you get it. If you don't, you can read it online, or if you want to squint your eyes, you can attempt to read through that there. But this was an article I wrote up published through Mas Miata, talking us through essentially how Scenic City Miatas was started, and how if you wanted to start your own Miata club, that would be how you be able to do it. So you can read that through the Miata website. On to our next point of business. And if you who are familiar with this location, you'll be excited to hear about this event I'm here. If I can get this to move on, thank you. We're going to be going simulation racing again. So we did do this a couple months ago, but we're going to try and do it once every other month. This is going to be at Speed Hub up in Hickson, Tennessee. I say it like it's far away. We're in Hickson, Tennessee right now. Right down the street from us. Speed Hub, they are home to 6 of some of the highest quality simulation racing machines that you could possibly imagine. If you're new to simulation racing, it's essentially a seat, a steering wheel, and motion physics that be able to give you the closest experience to an in-car race that you can get. Their rigs specifically are one of the few in America that actually have full motion. So it's actually one of the more luxurious ones you're going to find. They end up doing their rates for $45 per every hour, but we are able to rent out their entire location for $50 a person for 2 hours. And if last events was any telling of what this one will be like, more than likely we'll be able to have essentially the entire night, because that was just how it ended up being. So I specifically scheduled this one just a little bit early so we can kind of mooch off that extra time just even a little bit more. So I anticipate until 9, but we have until 8. But that will be $50 for our group rate, that is per person. I will be having pizza there. I will bring the donation bucket and hopefully expecting a $5 donation if you want to eat pizza. That will be able to make sure we have enough pizza for the entire night. That will be the upcoming Tuesday, so not today, but a week from today. That will be Tuesday the 20th at 6 p.m. If you guys have any recommendations for either cars, tracks, go ahead. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. I like that idea, actually. What was that? Right. I do like that, actually. That's a good idea. So if you have any other recommendations you have in terms of cars, they use these software iRacing, if you're ever familiar with that. They use their whole suite of cars and tracks. On to our next point of interest. Go ahead. One race where everyone's racing together. So who didn't get to race? That's not a bad idea. I'm not against if somebody has a way to like publish it. Like last time we had specifically 12 people, so it was pretty easy to just swap in exactly. But honestly, I don't mind that idea either. So on to our big event for this upcoming month. This is going to be our first collaboration run of the year. Miattaville is coming all the way down from Nashville, Tennessee to be able to see some of our beautiful roads. Now we attempted to do this last year, but rain was not in our favor, so schedule of that event. This year we're going to the same event that was published last year. The route that we were intending on taking is one of the best routes that I can plan for this area in Chattanooga. We'll be starting all the way down in Whitwell, Tennessee, going through New Hope, going through the majority of Chattanooga to be able to get to Suck Creek Mountain. Once we go through Suck Creek Mountain, we will go up and through Dallas Mountain. That's one of my personal favorite routes. Then we'll be going back through Fredonia to end up in Dunlap, where we will have lunch at the Cookie Jar Cafe. Now at this moment in time, Miattaville is 10 to 15 cars already. So whatever realistically anticipate somewhere in the ballpark of about 20 cars for this event. So this is probably going to be one of our bigger events for the entire year if you want to join us for that. If you do want to join us for that, we will be meeting in Kimball. This will be in Central Time, so for them it is 8:30 meeting, but for us in Eastern Time it is 9:30 in the morning. This will be an event that's more or less done by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so you can anticipate having your own plans in the afternoon if you still like to. That's more or less the long and short of that one. Any questions on that event while I'm here? Cool. That one should be one of the better runs of the year. So if you want a super fun twisty route, definitely bring your radios. Our club and then sprinkle in some so we can keep this many cars there. Only if you've ever been to a run with 20 cars, it's going to be a mess. But we'll figure it out, and we're going to try and have fun with it. So, on to our next event. So we will continue to have our ice cream socials throughout this year. We have changed our location to Dub's Place in Red Bank, Tennessee, right down the road from here as well. If you haven't been to this location, they have some of the best custard close as I can, still open. Nana's, so this is the best that we have. This one will be the Thursday, May 29th. That will be the final Thursday of this month. I'm going to attempt to go back to Thursdays again just because that seems like the day that works the best for everyone. We will be eating outdoors, assuming that weather is in our favor. If it's not, they do have eating, so this will be a rain or shine kind of event. On to the next. Chips, Cars, and Cafe. Chips, Cars, and Coffee will be happening again in June. This will be the first weekend of June, the 8th. This is always on a Sunday. This is anticipated to be the largest Chips, Cars, and Coffee of the year because the next one after that is going to be August. So this is probably going to be the nicest weather, assuming it's not going to be raining. So I expect the largest turnout both from our club and for the just general event turnout for this one. For this event last year, we ended up having 24 cars. So I can expect somewhere in that ballpark for this one as well. We will have our club tent set up there. I will be setting up by about 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you want to come and have a spot reserved by one of our cones, expect to be there around that time. That will be a generic Cars and Coffee event, so you're welcome to come and go as you please. More or less, the car events are done by about 11 o'clock. It is a family-friendly event. They do have restrooms, vendors, coffee, all that jazz there as well. Harper's Cars and Coffee. This is the largest car and coffee in the Southeast Asian region. They have not set a date, but we are intending it to 2-ish guesses on previous years. Last year was on the 20th. Usually they keep them on the weekend, so I expect a later Sunday in July, but we will be going to that. That is the largest one in Tennessee and in the Southeast Asian region. Why do I keep saying Asian? Yeah, no kidding. Right. Right. As you do remember, Tail of the Dragon is really close to that location, so that would be a fun one to be able to combine with if you are interested in making a super long day out of it. But just as a warning, I blew my car up on the that is true. Devil's Triangle is another fun one. So that one we anticipate to be a 6 o'clock start. Whenever that one actually gets published, that one will go up on the Facebook group. On to our official schedule. So this is essentially everything that I've talked to you about in the last 20 minutes already. So for the month of May, we are currently at the monthly meeting. We'll be having our sim races next Tuesday. That'll be the 20th. Collaboration run will be the following Saturday. That'll be the 24th. And on top of that, we will be ending the month with an ice cream social. June is going to be holding our Chips, Cars, and Coffee. And then our monthly meeting will be on June 10th. On to our budget. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been able to use our super fancy clicky thing now. So that has been put on the budget. So starting April 1st of last month, we ended up having $37. We had one of our biggest turnouts for monthly meeting donation buckets passed around, but that was our largest turnout in terms of people. So $87 went into the bucket. We ended up having 26 being my cut personally. My PowerPoint clicker ran us a whole $10, and we are currently sitting at $88. On to some reminders. So if you would like to be involved in one of our driving runs, this is going to be our Scenic City collaboration run, and not some events where we're going to locations like the sim racing or our Cars and Coffee. But if you would like to join us for one of our actual runs from A to B places, we will be requiring an FRS radio. You can get them relatively cheap from Walmart, any of your Bass Pro Shops. You can get them for two for about $30. If you would like club apparel, we do use a place called Apparel Embroidery. You can find them off Heritage Park Drive. If you want to bring your own apparel to them and have them embroider it, it's only $5. If you want to use some of their own pieces of embroidery, you can get a hat for $15 or polo with your name on it for a total of $30. We have two different logos. You can get it in any color you can imagine, and you can get it with a background or not. If you would like club magnets, we do have club magnets as well. I sell them for $8 a piece. I more than likely will be raising this up to $10 next month just because it's easier to handle at $10 than it is to return $2. So put the other $2 into the bucket. Go ahead.
Do you take the PayPal for that?
I do. You can see up here on the diagram where you put them on the car just based on what materials your car is made of. They don't stick on certain places, so you can thank the engineers for that. True, that is true. You got me on that one. If you would like all the information that I've presented tonight, but in a nice condensed form, we do have a monthly update email. If you would like to be put on that email, you can go onto our website, sceniccitymiatas.com, click the little blue link down there, and I'll put you on our email list. And starting the day after our monthly meetings, once a month, I do publish all the information that I've been talking about for the last 30 minutes. And with that, I will open up our discussion. I'll open up for a discussion if anyone has any comments, questions, concerns, and anything that I talked about. Any concerns about anything I talked about? Cool. It's starting to get nice and warm outside, so expect more and more events as we get into August. That will be the majority of when we do a lot of our fun stuff. So if you guys have any rides or anything you'd like to present, I'm all ears. So cool. With that, I will go ahead and pass around our donation bucket. I do have, if anyone wants to check out the super cool brand new Zamac Mazda Miata NB. They don't make this yet. This is a kind of sort of a pre-production, but it's up here if you want to check that out. But I will pass that around.
Are we doing the Devil's Triangle, or are we just saying it's nearby?
It's nearby. I'd like to, but that'd make an 8-hour day, unfortunately. I do take all the good ones, too. Say, did I put it on? I gotta go back one. There we go.
Actually donated last time?
Look at you, dang. But if no one has any comments, questions, concerns, I will adjourn the meeting. I appreciate you all coming out, and hopefully it's this kind of weather when we all get to drive home too. So thank you all for coming out, and I'll see you around.